dialogue. Today we're going to look at everyone's favourite, bit of grammar. We're going to look at some of the typical things that people always have problems with. Okay, so hopefully if this comes up in the class, I can just say, go and look at the video, and we can save a lot of time. Typical point. Things people always ask me, get this, get that, get up, get down. What is get? People think get means everything or nothing. It's not as confusing as you may think. Get confused. Basically, there are 4 main functions of get. And if you get these, you can pretty much use get in any circumstance. We're going to go through the main 4 functions of get today, okay? So, how are we going to do this? I'm not going to write on the board. We're just going to do it conversationally, okay? I'll give you an example. You tell me what you think get means in this context, okay? So, your first example. I got a new bike for Christmas. So, what does get mean in that context? I got a bike for Christmas. Well, it means, yeah, that's right, I received or I obtained. So, receive, obtain something, okay? So we get this have got. I have got, because the things I possess are because I previously obtained them. This is one of the main functions of get, okay? I received an email. Very formal, very formal. I got an email. So if that's the first function of get, let's look at the second. So let's think of an example. I got to the airport late. Typical, I know. So again, what does that mean? Yes, I arrived at the airport. So notice everyone, the prepositions. I arrived at, I got to. Again, arrive, more formal. We don't usually say that. I got to the airport early, on time, late. Of course, there are 3 exceptions. There's always exceptions where we don't use the preposition. What are they? Here, there, or where I am now, home. So, I got home, I got here, I got there. No preposition in those 3 cases. But you could think it's a different function to the first one, but you could also think, I obtained a location. When you arrive somewhere, you obtain that location. So different meaning, but really, it's the same meaning. So don't worry. I obtained a book for Christmas. I obtained the airport. Okay? So those are the first 2 functions. What about number 3? So the third function, go to the shop, get me some bread. Go to the shop, get me a newspaper. What does it mean? Again, similar, obtain a newspaper. Slightly different is go, return, fetch, bring me a newspaper. But it's obtain me a newspaper. It's pretty much the same kind of idea, isn't it? So we could say fetch, we could say bring. What's the difference, fetch or bring? Well, what do you do with a dog? Here boy, fetch. The dog fetches the stick. He goes and gets it. Bring me something, you've got it. I've got the pen. Hey, bring me that pen. Bring me that pen. Get me the pen. So yeah, go to the kitchen, get me a drink. 1, 2, 3. What about the 4th? What about the 4th meaning of get? Well, this one is pretty much where everyone thinks, get means millions of things, because it's one function with lots of different possibilities. So here's your example. I was really relaxed, but then I got angry. What happened? I got angry. I was calm, but then I changed. I became, right? I became angry. So this is the 4th function of get. So this is where you've got lots of different possibilities because, it's just get with an adjective. Get lost, get confused, get better, or maybe get worse. Basically, get with any different adjective. Millions of examples of this. I mean, we're not going to go through all of them, but basically, you can think of these as the 4 things. Arrive, obtain, bring, become. Those are your 4 basic meanings of get. So, let's think of some examples then. What's wrong with me? What's wrong? I got tired. In Spanish, you use this reflexive si, right? Cansar, si. Get is the reflexive si in Spanish, like obtaining the state of being, right? And you'll find it's pretty much the same with any of these. Because in Spanish, you take an adjective, mejor, you transform it into a verb, mejorar, si. You can't do that in English. You can't transform an adjective into a verb. So we use get adjective, get depressed, get drunk, as a lot of English people do. So these are your 4 basic meanings. How do you remember all this? Don't just listen to me. Reflect upon it. Make the examples personal. What do you do? What do you get? Okay. So think of some typical examples. I get up late in the morning. Those are the basic functions. Okay, of course, there are more colloquial expressions. That's something else. And of course, there's phrasal verbs. But don't worry about that for today. These are your 4 basic meanings. Okay, so what did you get from that? What did you obtain? What did you acquire? Of course, any feedback, leave a comment, give me some examples of your own personal examples. Next time we'll look at another grammar point. We'll see what comes up in class. Any particular point I may cover. But of course, any suggestions you want me to talk about, I can make a video. So give me some suggestions, what grammar point you want me to explain in better detail. Okay? Well, I've got to go. Be seeing you. So, a few questions for you. What did you get for your birthday? Pause the video, respond. Do you ever get to work late? Is your English getting better? Do you get angry? Have you ever got lost? Maybe when you're travelling? Do you usually get more interesting or boring emails? What do you usually do when you get home?